So we're going to have an extra end there that we're going to have to tie in. So you're just going to do a slip stitch here, pull it through, and then we're going to end it. Snip it, pull it through, and you can work in your ends. Okay, so first layer of the beard, and now we will start the second layer. Okay, so you're going to go back to the beginning where you had it, and you kind of want to go, if you're going to gauge it, so let's say this is the top of his head, okay, you see this little post right there? We're going to start at the post right below that. So the first post that's kind of away from the red all by itself. So that's the post that we're going to start working in here, okay? So once you've established your post, it's the one directly down from the picot stitch here. You're going to insert your hook. Now, again, there's multiple ways that you can fasten off. I'm going to use the knot way. You can knot it. If you're concerned about the knot showing up on the front, it's not going to, because the picot stitch is going to cover it completely. So you don't need to worry about your knot showing through. And I'm just going to bring my hook up here and pull this guy through to the back, just so he's not in my way when I'm trying to work. Okay, so now you've got just your single stitch here, single piece of wool here in the front. Okay, so now we're going to do exactly the same thing as we did in the last round, only now we're going to be working, instead of in stitches, we're going to be working on each of these posts here. Okay, so what you're going to do is insert your hook behind the post. I want you to grab that thread and pull it through, or sorry, wool, and pull it through, and then you're going to pull it through so you have a full loop on your hook, okay? And then you're going to chain up 3. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see. I'm going to fold this down. Maybe you can see it better. I don't know what works best for you. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like that, okay? So you're going to chain 3. So this is exactly the same as the last time, where it starts off with a chain 4, really, instead of a single crochet and a chain 3. So you're going to go back down to the 3rd chain from your hook, insert your hook, pull through, and then pull through 2. Okay, so there is your the beginning of your second picot stitches, okay, row of stitches. So now we're going to go into the next post. So you're going to go behind the post, wrap your wool, pull it through, wrap your wool again, pull through to complete a single crochet, and then you're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to come down to the 3rd stitch from the hook, pull through that for a single crochet, chain over, pull through 2. Okay, one more time. Here's your next post. You're going to go behind that post. The previous picot is going to get in the way now, so it's going to be a little more difficult to see. Wrap your hook, pull it through, pull through 2 for a single crochet, and then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, come back down, 3rd chain from the hook, insert your hook for a double crochet, or sorry, a single crochet, and that will make your 1, 2, 3rd picot stitch. Okay, so again, we're going to repeat that all the way around, and you'll have 15 of them again because you have 15 posts. So you're going to finish at 15. If you have an extra, what looks like an extra post at this end, don't worry about it. It's actually not. It's not an extra one there. So we're just going to go to 15 and then stop. Okay? Maybe I'll do one more quick one. Okay? So we'll go, or maybe I shouldn't have done that because now I just did that instead. Okay, so I'm going to go through the post, pull your wool through, I'm out of focus, pull through 2. Yeah, I really should have just quit while I was ahead. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to go back down, 3rd chain from the hook, pull through for a single crochet. Okay, so again, repeat that 15 times, and then we'll meet me back here. Okay, so I've completed 14, so this is where you should be at this point. So I'm just going to do the 15th one here. So we're going to go into this post, insert your hook, yarn over, single crochet, whoops, single crochet, sorry. I just brought it up to my face because that's how I did the last several. You're going to do a chain 3, and then you're going to insert your hook, third chain from the post. This is getting really hard for you guys to see. Sorry, there's lots of work in the way. Pull through for a single crochet, and that is it. That's your 15th stitch. So now we're going to end this round. Okay, so what you should have left here is a single post. Okay, you should have that left. If you didn't, you've missed something along the way. Okay, so we're going to go into this single post here, and we're going to do a double crochet, or sorry, a single crochet. So you just go into that post, yarn over, pull through 2, and then we're going to finish it. And it's the same thing as the last round. We have to begin again for the final round on this side, so we're going to have to end it on this side. So you're going to pull through, grab your scissors, yank that through, and give it a good tug, and there you go. Okay, now don't worry about these little strings here. We'll pull those through at the back when we're done, when we're weaving them all through. Okay, so we're going to have quite a few in the back. If you look at your back side here, see you've already got quite a few that normally I would have stopped by now and woven them all in, but I'm in a bit of a hurry, so I'm not going to do that. Now you see this little phrase right here? This is what I was talking about just weaving stuff in. Just continuing on and weaving it into your work as you go. You end up with these little nubs that in the end they end up fraying out. I really hate that. Now I have fastened this off, so I know that once I snip this they're not going to come back, but I really hate that part of weaving it in as I go, so I prefer to do a proper weave in after I've done my work. Okay, so we're going to flip those ones to the back side for now, and we're going to do our final round on the beard. So for this one, I believe it's 5 stitches. I'm going to have to check again, but I believe we're just doing 5 stitches here. Okay, so for this stitch, we want to do 5 in total on the beard. Okay, so we're going to be working in these little chains right here. So because you want 5, you want to start off with the center one, go 2 this way and 2 this way, and this is where you're going to be starting because we just want 5. So you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so you don't want to accidentally start up here because then you're not going to have any place to put his eyes and his mustache. So again, we're going to, in order to find where you're going, you find your center post here, and then you're going to count 2. And then 2 on this side, and that's where you're going to end, okay? So this is where we're going to start, is right on this little section right here. Okay, and again, I'm going to knot it in.
2, 3, single crochet and third hook from the chain.
Okay, so we're going to knot that in.
Find your next post.
Okay, give it a good tug. And then I'm going to pull that through to the back. Just so I don't have to try to work around it, and we'll weave that in when I'm done, okay? So, okay, so once you've established where your chain is and you have your wool fastened, you're going to pull your wool through, same as we did on the last round. So you're going to pull it through, and we're going to do a single crochet there, okay? Or I guess that would be just a chain through there to start this round. And then you're going to chain 3, same as you did the first several times. When you start off this beard, we're starting off really with a chain 4 because you're doing your first chain to pull it through and then a chain of 3, okay? Third chain from the hook, so 1, 2, 3, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, 2, okay? Now we'll go to your next little bar, your little post here. You're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go insert your hook, pull through, and complete it with a single crochet for a picot stitch. Okay, next we're going to go through this bottom post here. This is the very bottom one. Okay, so you're going to do a single crochet, chain 3, 2, 3, insert your hook, and then we're going to complete 2 more of these, and then we're done. Well, we're done the beard. Yay! That wasn't so difficult. Okay, next into this little post here. It's getting very fluffy and kind of hard to work with and still be able to see it on camera. I can see it okay, but I kind of have to twist it weird in order for me to see it, and then you guys have a hard time seeing it, so I hope you're following along okay. Okay, and last one coming up. Okay, I just want to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we've got one more to go here. Last post, this is this little pink post here. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, 2. 2, 3, and insert your hook, yarn over. I got lots of ends sticking out here because I didn't follow my golden rule. Okay, pull through. Okay, so now we finished the beard. It's done. Yay, look at how cute he looks. Okay, so now what you're going to do, you have this 5th one, and you have this whole end here that's not in focus. This whole end here. Now what we need to do is we need to finish that off. All right, so you're going to insert into the final post here. So you're going to insert, and you're just going to do a double crochet into that post. Oops. Okay, and then you're going to yarn over, pull through the loop, and finish it. Okay, so give it a snip. I'm not sure if you can hear my little one on the baby monitor there in the background. She's playing contently in her crib, but I'm not sure how long that's going to last. Okay, so now this little guy here, don't worry about it. You can just pull that through. I just use you can use your hook to pull it through, but I just save it and I do it at the end when I'm going to weave it all through, which is what I'm going to do now. So let's flip our work over, and I'm going to show you for anybody who doesn't know how to weave in your ends. You're going to take your end, so I'll choose this one, and then put it on your needle. By the way, that was it for the crocheting portion of this. The rest of it is just some little fun stuff like making pom-poms and making the mustache and all of that, but it's not really crocheting. Okay, so this is kind of hard to see because it's white, but what you want to do is you want to find a place. Focus. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this focusing. Okay, so you're going to find a place on the back of your wool. It doesn't matter where you insert, but it's best to insert into the same color. Okay, seriously, why won't this focus? Focus! Ugh. Okay, so you're going to insert your hook, and you want to go through at least three stitches in the back, okay? And then you're going to pull that through. Now, it is absolutely impossible for wool to stretch 3 ways at one time. So you're going to flip the work around, and you're going to go back through those same posts, but you want to start off in a little bit different of a space because otherwise you're just going to pull them through that same space again. So you're going to yank those through, and then you're going to do it a 3rd time. And you're going to do that with all of the added threads you have. So once you're done that, you can just I give it a little bit of a pull, just a little, oh look, I'm in focus, a little bit of a tug, snip it, and then if you stretch it back out, it sinks back inside that material, and then you will never, I promise you, that will never ever slip out of there, okay? So we're going to go ahead and tie in all our loose ends, and then I will meet you back here. Okay, I almost forgot. I wanted to show you guys, we have these 2 loose ends here that are right in the front of your work. It's very easy to bring these to the back, okay? You're just going to insert them into your darning needle. I don't have a very good darning needle. It doesn't, I've seen some great ones with really great big eyes on them. Mine does not. Mine just has this little guy, so he kind of shreds the wool. Oh yeah, see, he shreds the wool as I go, which makes it a little bit difficult. Probably should have threaded this first and then turned the recorder back on, but whatever. I figure if you're on my channel and you're watching this, you're probably brand new to crocheting, same as me, so you're not going to mind, I hope, if I flub up a little bit here and there. Okay, so once you have this established on your hook, you're just going to insert it anywhere. I try to go under the white as much as possible. So you're just going to insert that and then pull it through and out the back. And then that's going to make it invisible from the front of your work. And you see, you won't see it at all. It can't be seen. And then I'm going to fasten it onto the back. So again, in order to fasten it, you want to just pick any direction. Pull through. This guy's a little short, but it doesn't matter because I knotted him in, so I'm just going to go through twice, not 3 times, but he's got a knot on it, so it should be secure enough. So give it a pull, and then you're going to repeat that with the other 2 stitches. You have 2 more white ones on the front, so you're going to take those 2 stitches and repeat that. You can pull those through and then fasten them off at the back. Okay, so now all we're left with is this last red string is what you should have left that you need to work in. So we're just going to put it anywhere you want in the back. Pull it through. And then remember, you're going to reverse once. This one is very loosely stitched, so I definitely recommend you go through 3 times. And then pull it through. The 3rd and final time, give it a tug, and a snip. Okay, so that is it. So now we're finished the crochet portion of our Santa Claus. So now we are going to put on his mustache and his nose and eyes. And then and pom-pom, and then we're done. Okay, so let me just get situated and then we'll come back and do that. Okay, so for the mustache, now this is totally optional. You can do this however you prefer. This is just my method. So I wrap around 3 fingers 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I'm just going to snip this a 5th one here. Okay, so bring that back around, and then you're just going to gently take it off your finger. Try to keep it as straight as possible here. And then we're just going to tie that little guy together. Okay, so this is not really crocheting, but I prefer him to have a mustache. The pattern that I use does not have a mustache. But I think he looks cuter with a mustache, so that's the way I did it. Okay, so we're gonna just tie this up tightly. You want to make sure you tie it tight because you don't want it to come undone. So you're gonna give it a tie, pull it tight, and then tie it a 2nd time just to make sure it's secure. You want to leave your ends a little long here because you are gonna have to weave those in, and knots are not always by themselves reliable. Okay, so now we're going to take this little mustache and we are going to attach him to Santa's face, just like so. So you just want to leave a little pink space below there so you can put his mouth in there. So now in order to do that, I'm going to put a darning needle in my 2 long ends that I've left here, and I'm just going to stitch it through the back. Okay. Oops. Let's get that out of there. Okay, so I'm going to take this little end here. Oops. Oh, it's really hard to see because it's so dark in here. So I need to get up really close to it in order to see it. And I kind of have a camera literally almost on my chin. Oh, I hate this darning needle. I really should go and invest in a better darning needle. Push, 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 push. There we go. Okay. So you're not going to go through the same hole not hole, but you can pick any space on your material. So you just want to pull this through here just until it comes out the back. And then once it comes out the back, you can just take the needle off of your thread. And then we're going to do the other side as well. So this is, again, it's not crocheting. This is just kind of a little bit of a little crafty add-on. If you're not comfortable doing this, you can always attempt to crochet a mustache on, but I kind of prefer this route. So again, we're going to stick this needle through here, and then we're going to pull it out the back. Oh, I think it's the lighting in here that's making it so suddenly I can't focus. I think it's the lighting, but if I turn the lights on, it comes up way too bright. Okay, so, ooh, Santa's mustache is a little wonky. In case we're going to straighten this out. Now, these little ends here, I'm just going to snip those off. I didn't like them on the first version either, so I just snipped those little ends off. You don't need them, so I prefer if they're just not there. I kind of think they look ugly. Okay, so now once you straighten out the mustache to how you want it, so I'm just going to decide how I like it here. And then once I've done that, so I know that they're in place, I'm going to flip my work on the back, and I'm just going to go ahead and tie it in a knot. And I will work these ends in. I'm not just going to leave them as is. I'm going to work them in. But for now, I'm just going to tie it to secure it. Okay, so there's our mustache. Now, for my first one, what I did so that the mustache wasn't popping up into his eyes was I just added a piece of wool on either side of that, similar to what I just did, and then sewed it through the back and then tied it here, just so that it kept the mustache in place. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll meet you back here and we'll do the nose and the mouth. Okay, so I've had to go get my little one out of bed, so you're probably going to hear her kind of chitter-chattering in the background, but we're almost done anyway. So my mustache on this one's a little bit wonky, but that's okay. He's still cute. Okay, so next what we're going to do is the nose. So you're going to take your red wool. Oh, I have to find the end to my red wool here. And you're going to slip that onto your needle, onto your darning needle. Again, we're not crocheting anymore. This is all going to be just darning. Now, I don't know if you've ever done an embroidery knot. If you haven't, you're about to learn. Now, you do have other options. You can go buy little mini pom-poms or and stuff like that at the dollar store, not the dollar store, the craft store, but I personally prefer just this method. So what you're going to do is you're going to come through the back. Oh, there we go with the focus again. Ah, that just ticks me off. So you're going to come through the back. And you want your needle to come right through. Can you see that? I'm going to focus. Come on, focus, focus. Okay. No, I need to be in focus this part. Hold on, I'm going to see if I can adjust my lights and put me in focus better. Ta-da! Okay, that's much better. Hopefully it stays that way. Okay, so once you have your needle, you just got to get them through as close to the top of the mustache as you possibly can. And you're just going to pull your red wool through. Probably don't need that much. So I'm going to yank some of that off of there. And pull it back through a little bit. So now what you want to do is you want to take your darning needle. And you want to take your little bit of wool here. And you just want to wrap it around your darning needle 2 times, okay? So you're going to go, oh darn, focus, 1, 2, just like that. And then you're going to go back and you're going to insert your hook, but you don't want to insert it in the exact same spot you came through. Otherwise, it's going to just slip right back through that end, and you don't want that. So you're going to go in a spot right next to it and insert your hook. And then you're going to pull through, and you should end up with just this little red knot, and that's your little nose. Okay, so once you're done that, you're just going to fasten it off at the back. You just need to tie these two pieces together. So you can just take your wool out. Misplaced my scissors. Snip that. Now you can just go ahead and tie this. You don't even have to weave these through if you don't want to. I don't. I just tie them and snip them because, I mean, the odds of the nose popping out are pretty slim. So I just go ahead and snip them. If you want to bury all this ugliness in the back, like if you're giving it out as a gift or whatever, just do exactly what we did with the initial ring at the very beginning, but just do a white one. And if you just place this over a white one over top of this, and then just do and then just stitch it to it at the back, and then he'll just have a big white spot here, and you'll bury all of these little ends that are going to be sticking out the back. This is just for my own personal use, so I'm not going to bother doing that, but I would definitely recommend it if you're giving it out as a gift. Okay, so now he has a nose, and now we're going to do the mouth, which is just a simple stitch through. So we're going to come back to this darning needle. Darning needle. I did say that twice, yes. Okay, so now for the mouth, we're just going to come through on the bottom. This is obviously extremely easy. More like sewing though than crocheting, but that's okay. So just going to come through a little bit, and then we're going to give him, ouch, a little bit wide there. Pull through, and now he has a very small mouth there. Okay, again, repeat on the back. So you're gonna, oh, I probably wasted a ton of wool there. I didn't need to use that much wool, but that's okay. It's kind of hard for me to see what I'm using here, so I'm just kind of working blind through a camera lens. So all right, so, oh, and if you have a glue gun and you're doing the googly eyes, I definitely recommend you plug in your glue gun so that it's ready to go. I didn't. I forgot to do it. All right, so now he has a nose, he has a mouth, and now he just needs eyes and a pom-pom. So because I forgot to plug in my glue gun, I'm going to do the pom-pom next. I love doing pom-poms. They are extremely fun. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your white wool, wrap it around. I just use 2 fingers for this because you don't need a big pom-pom. You just need a little one. So you wrap this around 10 times. So 3, 4, oh, I'm out of wool. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Snip it here at the bottom. Okay, and then you're going to grab a second piece of wool to tie it off with. Let's get that out of the way. I got a bunch of stuff accumulating here. Okay, so once you have this second piece, I just use, oops, my hook. Oh, what am I doing here? Actually, I don't need to. Just push it through your fingers there if you can. This is that extra string that we just cut. Okay. Then you're going to bring it back around the other side. Sorry, that's my daughter's toy she's playing with in the background, but I kind of have to let her because otherwise she'll get very fussy and then I'll have to quit. And that would suck because we're almost done. Okay. So we're just going to give that a little tug. Pull it out from your fingers. And then pull it tight. Tight, tight, tight. Now, I pull this as tight as I can, and then you're going to want to knot it multiple times. Just because you definitely don't want this to come undone. So we're going to knot it several times. Oh, be careful, my girl. She just tripped. You okay? Okay, so we're going to leave these long parts here because we're going to use these to weave them into the hat. Okay, so now once you've done that, you're just going to take your scissors and try to go through all of these little loops here on both sides. If you miss any, that's okay. We can get them when you're done. So see, I've missed a couple loops here. So you're just going to go through these loops and snip them. And then I just like to, because it's just a little wee pom-pom, it's not a great big one, I just like to push everything up toward the top and then snip it. Now you want this short. You don't want him to have like a super jump. Oh, my lights just went out for some reason. What happened there? Oh, I hope you can still see. I'm sorry, I have to leave it. Not entirely sure why it just did that. Okay, so now you have your pom-pom. I'm going to pause for a second, see if I can fix that. Okay, that I can't fix that, so sorry. I'm not even sure if that showed up on your end, but on my end it just came up really, really dark. Okay, so just trim the pom-pom so it looks like a cute little pom-pom. So I just trim off the ends and try to get it as neat and even as I can. And then you're going to take your little Santa hat. You're going to put your pom-pom right there at the end of his, and you're going to weave it in the same way that we weaved in the mustache. So you're just going to go ahead and insert each one of these long strings in through here and then tie it at the back, and I'll see you back here. Okay, so now my little pom-pom is in place, and now we just have the finishing touch. So we're just going to put some little eyes on him. I'm trying to do this now as quick as I can because I'm not entirely sure why my camera is suddenly gone all haywire. So we're just going to insert that there with just a dab of glue. That's all you need. It's sticking to wool, so you don't need much. You just need a little bit, and you don't want a great big gobby mess all over your little Santa. Okay, so there you go. Now you have the eyes. And now one last step, which is the last portion of our Santa Claus, is you're going to take your sparkly wool or whichever you want. We haven't actually done this yet, so we're just going to put your wool on your hook. So I'm just going to do a little slip knot here. Pull through, and now I want you to chain 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oops, 7. My little one here is now beside me going, oops, oops, oops. Okay, 7, oops, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, oh my goodness, 13, 14, 15, 16. This seems really long, but you need it a little bit long. 18, 19, and 20. And then through that last hoop, you're going to pull your